So when you're looking at different types of maps, what you want to do first of all is look at three things. You want to look at the title, you want to look at the legend or the key, and you want to look at the map itself. So here, if I'm looking at a product map of Central America, I'm noticing right away that product map is going to give me a hint as to the type of map it is. Product is the same as a resource or something I can buy and sell. If I look closely at the key says bananas, coffee, cotton, and has little symbols or pictures next to each one of those items. That means that these are things you can buy and sell. So for example, if I find bananas in Honduras, I know that Honduras sells or produces bananas. I also see bananas over here in Panama. I see bananas in Costa Rica, up at the top and at the bottom, and so on. Now, once I've established that, the key and the title have both given me hints, I look at the map itself, and I'm noticing that there's symbols all over the map. This is telling me that different countries produce different resources in different amounts. Now, you will notice some political features, such as the names of the countries, like Mexico, Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, and things like that. However, those are just there so that I know which country produces which products. It's not there to show me the countries themselves. And so therefore, a really good answer to this would look like this. This is a resource map because the key shows resources or things you can buy and sell. There are more resources than any other feature. On the other hand, if I look at this map right here, I notice a couple of things right away. The title, instead of saying product map, says East, South, Central. That's because this must be a region of states. I can see the little picture of the United States up here. This is a zoomed up feature of those groups of states. And so here, I'm already getting some hints that this is a political map, which means made by people or having to do with government. The root word poly means people, and so poly is in words like police. Police are people that help to keep us safe in our community. A political map is a map that is meant to show us features of the political community or the government. In other words, country boundaries, cities, airports, states, things like that. The key is the second thing I look at here too. The key shows me state capitals, state boundaries, and cities. All of those are political features. Now you'll also notice that the key does show water. That's just so that I can see which of these states border water and which of these do not border water. Finally, I look at the states themselves, and I'm noticing that while there are a few physical features like the Gulf of Mexico, generally they're political features. Each state has its boundary line, each state has a major city or two featured, and each state also has its capital. So for example, the capital of Mississippi is Jackson, the capital of Alabama is Montgomery, the capital of Tennessee is Nashville, and then Tennessee has two major cities, Memphis and Knoxville. Therefore, a really good answer to this one would be that this is a political map because it has cities, states, and capitals. The title says South Central, which is a region of states. This would be a 2-point question, and this would get 2 points. Finally, I'm going to show you an example of a physical map. So this right here is a physical map. Africa is the title. That doesn't help me a whole lot because that could be a political map of Africa, it could be anything. But once I look again to see what's on the map, I notice that there's not a key. Now, if there were a key, potentially the key would show me that shading of areas means higher elevation or lower elevation. Maybe shading means desert, who knows? But in this case, it's not there to help me. And I point that out because I want to show you that even if there's no key, you can still figure out the type of map. Here I'm noticing a couple of things. There's a Gulf, there's a Congo River Basin, there's a Great Rift Valley, there's a Lake Victoria, there's Madagascar, which is an island not labeled, the Mozambique Channel, the Cape of Good Hope. There's shading here to show me which parts are deserts. There's the Kalahari Desert, there's the Highlands, there's the Red Sea, so on and so forth. Basically, because those are all parts of the land, this is a physical map. And so a physical map shows you features of the land, things that people cannot create themselves. And so, yes, it's definitely Africa to show me that that is the continent we are looking at, in case I couldn't tell by the shape. But the main focus here is not cities, it's not resources. These are all things that are part of the land. Therefore, a really excellent answer would be this is a physical map because there are mostly physical features: mountains, seas, lowlands, highlands, plateaus. I could make this even better by saying there are mostly physical features, such as those things, and then naming a few specifically, such as the Gulf of Guinea or the Congo River Basin.